Today is the day that the Lord has made, and indeed we will rejoice and be glad in it. But as excitement and joy take charge of this day that marks the beginning of Lent, do you, brethren, understand the relevance of this day? We speak to religious leaders to understand what Ash Wednesday means.
It is the beginning of the Lent period. Lent is a period of prayer and fasting. And in the early days of the church, it was sort of mandatory for people to begin with a sign of the ash.
It's a season that we reflect back. And so that's why it's called Ash Wednesday, that the ashes mean sorrow, the ashes mean how mortal we are also.
This is the beginning of the Lent season, the 40 days. It's a special day as we take time off as Christians to fast and to pray and to seek God and turn away from our ways for the next 40 days.
Church of Uganda Family TV engaged the Assistant Vicar of Natete Parish, the Reverend Canon Abraham Lubega-Kisache, who is also the trainer at Namirembe Diocese, to explain why Ash Wednesday is important in the Christian calendar.
Ash is a sign of penitence. When you read about times when there was fasting, like the people of Nineveh and many other areas, they would sit in the ash. So ash was a sign of penitence. And that's why every beginning of Lent or period of fasting, we call it Ash Wednesday. And as I have told you, that this period of Lent is very important. Or before that, I can say we have various types of fasting. We have a corporate fast. Corporate fast, that's when we all come together. But there are also individual fasts. But this one is called a corporate because all of us as members of one family come together and enter a period of fasting.
The Sub-Dean of St. Andrew's Cathedral at Mbale Diocese, the Very Reverend Eridad Milton Shisa, explains the tradition upon which Ash Wednesday is practiced.
As compared to other ceremonies and other celebrations, maybe Holy Communion or whatever it is, this one invites everyone because everyone sins, everyone falls short of God's glory, and so you need to align yourself with the program. And actually it was arranged this way that actually it gives you an opportunity. Everybody, everyone, it gives everyone an opportunity to repent of their sin, to put themselves right with God.
However, the youth and children's pastor at St. Stephen's Church of Uganda, Kisugu, the Reverend David Asimwe, stresses that there are do's and don'ts of Ash Wednesday.
Today we are saying, I have walked my journey. Maybe I have messed up. I don't even know what I'm doing, but it's time to pull out, time out, and focus on myself.
During the commemoration of Ash Wednesday, some churches smear ashes on the foreheads of believers, but some don't. We ask Reverend Canon Abraham on what is the right way to go.
Some churches do smear the ash, and the other churches don't, especially the churches which are called evangelical, because all of you know that we began together as a community. And during the 1500s, there was a split in the church headed by Martin Luther. And during that split, there are certain things which other churches dropped, like the church, like Church of Uganda. We don't smear the ash. The Catholic Church do smear the ash. For us, we say that we come and pray together.
As to whether there is a specific type of ash permitted by the church for administering to believers or any can do, Reverend Milton weighs in on this.
Tradition has it that there are moments when we celebrate what we call Palm Sunday, which will come after 40 days. We are going to a period of about after 40 days we shall be celebrating Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem. And so people carry branches, and the branches that the Bible talks about here is palm leaves. But of course, actually, there are other types of branches that actually people might have carried to celebrate Jesus' triumphant entry. Now, those palm leaves are kept, and tradition has it actually that these palms are the ones that are dried, and when they are dried, they are burnt, and after they are burnt, they are sanctified, and it is the ash that you see when the churches that practice physical painting of the ash into the face, it comes from those palm leaves.
On whether administering ashes is a preserve of the priest, here is the answer.
This morning I was in schools. In schools I have over, I can say, some of them have over 1,000. Some of them have 1,500. So the priest cannot administer all the 1,500. So the priest can pray and also pray for the ash, and then those children of God can, those maybe like the teachers, can administer ash onto the children.
The men of God also unanimously agree that Ash Wednesday is a holiday of obligation to all Christians.
We are reminded, time out. Time out is for everyone. So it's an obligation for each one of us to rethink, to think about ourselves. And Joel comes and says, now repent. And that is an obligation for each one of us. Repent and turn away from your evil ways.
It is cardinal, it is pertinent for all of us to go before the Lord, cry to Him. It is a 40-day time of prayer and fasting. And according to the teaching of the church, you may fast when you eat, but to be much more if you decide to fast when you are not eating during the day, from 6 to 6. 6 a.m. up to 6 p.m.
Yes, it's our obligation to enter into Lent season to pray. But in as far as other obligations are concerned, like you have Janani Lumu Day, you have Independence Day, you have NRM Day or something like that. Now, here it is not that way. You begin your fast, but you go and work as usual, because actually work is part of our prayer life.
It is interesting but sad at the same time that many Christians of this generation have created their own riddles and notions and parables that Christ fasted for us, and thus there is no need for us to fast. However, that is a wrong narrative. It's an obligation to all of us as Christians to fast during this Lent period, to also forgive others, love others, but also sincerely repent of our sins. John Jimmy Musimbi, Church of Uganda Family TV, News at 8.